YouTube, Crown Vic Nation. I hope you, excuse me. Hope you can see me in this video. Yes, I know. I'm in the garage. I'm in a little bit of a dark spot. The lights are coming on. But anyway, YouTube, I'm back with you. Like I always say, just because I'm not making videos every minute, which I see YouTube is full of goofy content nowadays. Even some of my channels I watch, I said, "Whoa," like what's going on? They're running out of they're running out of things to say. They're trying to be the next Cletus McFarland. Every day, let's get 10,000 views on the same thing. Let's blow it up, tear it up, rebuild it, tear it up. Look what happened. It's just a bunch of foolishness going on YouTube. I'm not hating. Hey, you get your money, congratulations. But what we do over here is a lot different. Is I'm trying to give you information that you could do it yourself. You and I. You don't need 30 grand. You don't need 50 grand. You need 10,000. You don't need all that. You don't need to just tear up your stuff for no reason for YouTube entertainment. So YouTube Nation, Crown Big Nation, thanks for joining in. This is the build and a continuation because I'm gonna do the build straight on until I'm able to go into my channel with the computer and separate the transmission, the engine, and all that. So the video, like I stated, will be continuously about the transmission until it's finished, and then we'll move on and to other things of getting the white car going. So YouTube, thanks for joining. Just to explain now, as you saw from the previous video, I do have pump installed. It is torqued down to 16 foot-pounds now. I'm going to torque it down to 20. So, let me show you. Everything turns smoothly. Let me go right there. You go. There you go. Let me see if you guys can. I'm turning the input shaft. There's no clunking or clacking. Everything seems to be down right. Now, this is a Superior Super Servo. I showed you guys that. This is a little tricky getting in. It comes with a ceiling, like scarf cut ceiling ring on the side, and then on the top of it, it is a lip ring. I'm sure I showed that to you. This is supposed to be preloaded. So what that means is it preloads the spring. That means it'll give you a snappier 3 to 4, which is out of a third gear to overdrive, and then it'll give you a downshift from overdrive back to third. And that's what that means. It means it'd be a lot zippier. Now let me explain to you the accumulators. Now you can almost consider this overdrive as a 3 to 4 gear or 4 to 3 gear. This is your 1 to 2 gear piston area. This over here is your 2 to 3, and your 2 to 3 will take you 3 to 4, and your 4 to your overdrive will either take you from fourth back to third. And then you got your 2 to 3, and then your second gear will take you back to 1 to 2. This is the piston area. So I hope you guys understood that. And what I'm about to show you, as I keep saying, is every company has their own version of a shift kit. They have different color springs. They have different, color, yeah, obviously different color springs because you can use different color, springs in the 4R70 and AOD E series of transmissions because those are very similar to this one. So this is the stock spring, which is a green spring. And you would consider this particular transmission 2009 and up. And I'm going to tell you why. Because to find electronics, you have to specify that because of this wiring harness right here. Excuse me. The 2008 and down harnesses, at least to '04, '04 to '08, I believe they will list the electronics, and that's for a hard harness. I had an '05 that I did a J mod in it, and it definitely had the hard harness. This would be considered the soft harness. You cannot, you cannot by any means swap the two. If you have electronics that say 2004 to 2008, they will not fit this transmission. You need to use 2009 and up, or you will have problems. Look it up. Just telling you. You have to get the right electronics, which took some time because most sites listed '04 to '08 electronics. So I had to specifically type in '09 and up electronics, and that's going to be on the next video. But let's get to it. This is the reverse servo area. You have a stock spring. There's no interchanging on the springs. There's just one spring. This is a 3-line, which let me see if we can get it to the focus. It's a 3-line. It's not going to focus right now, but there you go. 3 lines. Now the manual will tell you to measure it, but I don't see a point of doing that because it comes from the factory with 3 lines. The factory band, I mean, it's 3 lines coming from the factory. So why would I need to measure it in order to change it either to a 1 or a 2 line? Because that 1 or 2 line will determine how long this tip is to the band. So I don't see no point in doing that. Put a little trans fluid in there. Drop it on in there. You don't need to do anything specific because it engages it, as you can see. The resistance, not only from the spring, but you could definitely pull it out and, feel the overdrive band. And then you have the lid that goes on it. Put a little trans fluid around there. And I'm going to show you the tool that I use. I had to buy it. $30 comes with washer and everything. Worth the price. Put it down over it. It pushes it down. That way you could just simply put the snap ring in there. Bam. Done. You don't even have to worry about it. Now, let's talk about the 1 to 2. As I said, spring. Every company has their own, version of this particular situation. And then you take your piston with the big cup in. You have the small cup in. Take the big cup in. Simply push it. Push it on down. Feel a little resistance. You have cup, the lid. Remember, we're removing the bottom spring. The top spring is in. Make sure you verify top and bottom. Pause. But make sure you verify that. Then you have the cup that goes on top. And you have snap ring. Like I say, this tool, easy, boom. Simply go right over it, push it down. No worries, put it on. Now, this is a spring that is supposedly, this is a Ford spring, and it is used for J-Mod. It is blue. It has a Ford part number on it, brand new. I got out the package. And let me show you what to do to get this particular spring in. So I simply just lubricated the accumulator piston with some transmission fluid. Nothing outrageous. Put a little in the hole. Take the cup. Give me 1 second. You might have to use the pliers to kind of push it down in the hole a little bit. It's brand new, so it's going to give you a slight bit of resistance. And then you take the spring. Now, this is also a selective situation that I'm explaining to you because sometimes you can remove this spring altogether and just put the top on it. But for what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the spring in there for right now. This is the lid. If you If you want a super crazy aggressive, just simply remove the spring. And like I said, I can still do that once the transmission in the car if the shift is not how I want it. I can still go up under there and drop the valve body and pull this spring out if it's not what I want. But right now, since doing the ease of assembly, I'm gonna use that word, simply through the ease of assembly, I'm gonna put it in for right now. So those are all your options for different shift levels. You have your 1 or 2. You can decide what spring. You got your 2 to 3. You can decide if you want a spring or not. There's different versions of that spring that you can choose that will make the shifts a whole lot different. And with the overdrive servo, you could go with the stock one and get, a tune, and then you could get a similar effect, or you can upgrade to the superior super servo, or you could use the Sonex um, overdrive pin, and it comes with the washer. You could use that to also preload the spring to get that more positive 3 to 4 or 4 to 3 shifts. So that's that. And like I said, we have the wiring harness in. You have to be careful when you select your electronics. We should say we have the output shaft speed sensor and the turbine speed sensor. They're in. I partially have the shift lever in because I have to put the electronics in first, which I am waiting on to get shipped. Uh, the tail shaft is on. There will be no J mod done to this one at this point, because 355 gear is all I feel that I'm going to use on this. I'm not going to use the 430s. New seal, new everything. Like I say, everything turns. Let me turn the output shaft again so you can see. It turns freely. You don't hear no clanking, no noise. It turns freely. So, yeah, that's it, YouTube. I'll get back with you with the next video. Like I say, let's stay true. Let's support the Crown Vic community. And I'm going to get back with you, YouTube. Appreciate it.